Welcome back to the Didofy onboarding series. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the Didofy front end builder. I'm going to use this tasty landing page that we're building in our 8-week app launch program. If you are a startup founder that not necessarily are technical, that don't have a whole lot of budget, and you still want to impress your investors with a great MVP, consider joining our app launch program. It's 8 weeks. We guide you through building landing pages, websites, and web applications for your startup. Last time we looked at the navigation on the top menu bar and the left menu bar. And I promised you that I was going to come in and start talking about every single one of these icons and every single one of these icons so that you know what they do. Right now, I'm about to go into the Didofy front end builder. And that is this icon right here. When you click it, you will see that if you start with no app, if you don't start with one of our templates that we give you that you can install and customize, it will be a blank screen. Now, what is this first icon here? If you hover over it, it's going to tell you that you can add elements. Every single thing that you will see on our page are components. They're elements. And on here, you can add those elements and components. You have some basic elements, some basic components. You have some calendar components, some carousel, some maps, and you have some form components, some graph related components. You have some layout components, columns, containers. You have some logical components, and you have some media components, navigation component for your nav bar redirection, routing, and so forth. You have some typography components. And for some of you that are savvy in what HTML is, you have those components also that you can put in and customize. And if you don't know what HTML is, I cover that in one of our beginner series. I'm gonna link to the video where I talk about HTML and everything that give you an idea of what web applications and websites are. So these are all the components you can search in here. Let's say I'm looking for a form, and then you can look at the form block that we have and so on and so forth. Over here, there's some partials. Partials and prefabs are two ways that we allow you to not only use our components that we give you, but also be able to create custom components that you can reuse across your application. And in this tasty landing page, I'm going to show you one of those reusable component that I have that's being used across multiple pages. The second icon that you see here is the navigator. The navigator will show you how the components are laid out in your app. We call it the component tree. As you can see, every single time when you start an application, you are going to be given a body component, and that body component is going to have a division or a section that's going to be empty. And it's going to be up to you to add more components to make your page the way you want to make it. So in here, you can see if you collapse it, you can see that it shows you, and if you expand it, you can see the structure of the components that make up this page. This is the navigator. Say for instance, I click on one of these components. This is a hidden component, and I want to pull your eyes to what's here at the bottom. What's here at the bottom is a breadcrumb that shows you where that component that's selected is, its parent, and its parents. So I can go back, and now I got the container selected, and you can also see that when I select something here, it correlates with what's selected here. So you could select either way, either using the breadcrumbs or using the navigator here to select any component that you want, change it, edit it, and style it, and so on and so forth. Now, the third icon that I have here is the pages icon. That pages icon is going to show you all the pages that you're going to have for your web application, your website, your landing page, whatsoever. Over here, I have two pages. Every application that you're going to build is going to have a home page. That is going to be the home page, the entry point into your application. And every page, using this little caret down here, you can customize the page. A regular page is going to have the following settings. When you go to the page settings, you can edit page name, the description, and what we call the slug. So when you go to your website / whatever, that is the slug. And you can also change the redirection rules. In upcoming videos, we'll talk about what these redirection rules are. But in a nutshell, these are rules such as if somebody is not logged in, I only want to redirect them to a specific page. So I don't want anybody that's not logged in to access this specific page. Once you're done with the page settings, you can see that you can save them and so on and so forth. Now, when it comes to the home page, you will see that it has this home icon. That's how you're going to know it's a home page. It has regular page settings, but on top of that, you could also set up SEO settings. That's search engine optimization settings. What are those? You could set the title tag, aka what is Google or any other search engine going to pull up and show people in their search engine response when people are searching for your page or whatever you put in here as description. And in the meta description, this is also more information that you give to search engines to display or to search and be able to rank your page. For example, if I were to go and search for Nelly Sugu and I hit enter, you will see that this right here is a title. This right here, Nelly Sugu Web Development Instructor for Beginners, that's a title. The meta description are what you see underneath here. These are things that the search engines are crawling through to see if there is anything Nelly Sugu related. Those are SEO settings that you can set for your homepage for your app. And another setting that you can set for your homepage is what we call the custom code. Custom codes are very, very important, especially if you want to import some third-party styles, fonts, and so on and so forth. Or you could set some custom scripts. And for instance, one of the famous way of using custom code is if you care about analytics. How many people are looking at your sites? What pages are they going to? Where are they leaving their carts empty, and so on and so forth? You could add a custom script for, say, Google Analytics. This is where you would put it. And in subsequent videos, we're going to cover more into how you can use this, and we'll show this in more details. Another thing that I could point out, if you have a whole lot of pages, you can search for that page. So if I say welcome, you will see that welcome only shows up here. And also, if you want to add a new page, this is the place where you do it at. Right here, you can add a new page. Also, you can use this drop down here to switch between pages. So here you can see that I have two pages. I could either go to the site pages and select that, or you could go to this drop down and be able to select whichever page you want or manage it. Right here, I'm on the home page, but I could go to the welcome page and you can see what it looks like. The fourth icon that I want to talk about is the variables icon. This variables icon gives you a way to create temporary data holders that you can use across your app. And this is something that we're going to go in details about in our upcoming videos. This is how you could create app variables, page parameters, and so on and so forth. If you are somebody that's savvy and versed in, say, React or Angular or Vue, behind the scenes of these app variables, it's a Redux store. So this is pretty much state that you could access across your application. For those of you that don't know what any of that means, variables are a way for you to hold values to use in your app. And in our subsequent videos, we will show you how you can use these variables. Also, if you're interested in learning in depth about what these variables are all about, consider joining our 8 weeks app launch program or any of our other boot camps that we run here at Didify. The last icon on this menu that I want to point out is this workflow icon. The workflow icon is small or big functionalities that you can add to your app to be able to do things. For instance, if I'm on the home page, in this case, when a user enters an email in this box and they click send, I would want to run a functionality that will grab the user's email and send it over to my database where I could hold it. So these workflows are the functionalities that we write on the front end of our application. And if you don't know what front end of our application means, consider looking at the videos that I'm going to link to in our web developer series to understand what the front end is. And for those of you that are versed, all these workflows behind the scenes is just JavaScript interactivity and adding JavaScript dynamic features into our application. To create a new workflow, you guessed it, you go to create new workflow. Next, I'm going to focus on this other half of this part. What are these icons doing? What are those icons doing? And what in the world is this piece right here? Until next time, I see you.